following is a UTV 44 sports production. Friday night rivals. The UTV 44 high school football game of the week.
They've been the #1 team in 5A all year long, and they're there this week as well, 8-0 and ranked #1. The St. Paul Saints tonight with a region matchup playing host to the Vigor Wolves. Vigor Wolves 4-3, 2 of those losses against 7A teams. They come in with a record of 4-1 in 5A Region 1 play as we're here tonight at Delaney Stadium in Mobile. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, my partners Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett. And Dan, this St. Paul's team, so much talent all over the field, but there's one young man that's really fun to play because he's all over the field.
Well, he's going to be fun to watch, too, right? And he's going to be fun to watch for the staff at South Alabama because he has committed to the University of South Alabama, something the best local commit they've ever gotten, right? Jalen Thompson, number 7, really an excellent cover corner. Also, what he will do is he will return kicks. He will return punts. He will block punts. And when you see him on offense, he's not a decoy. He's too explosive a player. They will try to get the ball in his hands and see if they can get some plays offensively and some production out of him on that side of the ball, too.
Yeah, he's a game changer anytime he's on the field. Vic, speaking of guys who are committed, you got Desharius Flowers, running back for Vigor, going to Alabama. Vigor needs him to have a big night tonight.
Yeah, if he's going to have an impact, they've got to get the football in that young man's hand there. He's had a decent year, been hampered by an ankle injury. Early commitment to Alabama, as Jim just alluded to. Got the invite yesterday to the U.S. Army All-Star game, which happens to be his birthday yesterday, so I know he's excited about that. Great opportunity for him to go out there and show his talent, but you're exactly right. If Vigor's going to win the football game, they've got to get him the football a few times, and hopefully he's a little bit healthier.
It's a big rival between these two schools because a lot of the kids have known each other since they've been growing up playing park ball against one another, so we're about ready to kick it off here tonight at St. Paul's. It's the Vigor Wolves and the Saints. The Vigor band, they'll be loud, and hopefully the Saints and Wolves will be as well tonight here on UTV 44. Vigor and St. Paul's, our matchup here tonight on UTV 44. Big matchup in 5A. St. Paul's has been the #1 team ranked in the state all season long. They're undefeated in the region. Vigor at 4-3, however, comes in with a record of 4-1 in region play. Let's send it down to the field now and check in with the 4th member of our broadcast crew, Ashley Pope.
Tonight, St. Paul's is celebrating their homecoming, and if they win tonight, they will be celebrating more with the Region 5A title. But if Vigor is able to make the upset, we will have a 3-way tie for the 5A region.
Kickoff comes up after this. Vigor and St. Paul's on UTV 44. Acapella version of the national anthem to get us started here tonight at St. Paul's.
Well, they do more than football at St. Paul's, right?
That sounded very, very well.
Yeah,
they do everything well here.
Jody Powell is the he heads up all of the arts and all of the music here, and we're going to hear from him later on.
Yeah, absolutely. So we get ready to kick this one off here tonight. Vigor will get the ball to start. You know, talking about Vigor, the St. Paul's defense, so great on the turnovers, averaging 3.8 turnovers a game.
Amazing.
Vigor cannot come out here and try to throw it deep very often, I don't think, tonight. They've got to just run the football, try to control the clock of this game.
They got a young quarterback. Watching college football on Saturdays, we've seen what young quarterbacks can melt down, especially on the road, and really hurt a team, right?
Sure.
And you got a running back like Flowers, that even though not at 100%, he's one of the best backs in the state of Alabama, maybe the area of the southeast United States, when he's completely healthy. Lean on him and see if he can move the sticks and also eat up that time and keep this talented St. Paul's offense off the field too, Vic.
Sure, no doubt about it. They want to just play ball control and see if they can, like you say, hinder this offense that St. Paul's has because they're explosive in more ways than one.
Yeah, they're good on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Cameron Cole's going to run it a lot tonight for Vigor as well. You would expect he's had a big year running the football back there and trying to spell. I think they'll look at DeSharius and see how he looks health-wise, and then kind of if it's hampering him, they'll maybe cut his carries back a little bit, give it to Cole some more. But he's such a run over you type guy, and you need that ankle to push off to drive through.
Right.
And that's, I think, where he's having the problems right now.
He is, but he well enough to go and play and start. And credit him too, because he could have shut it down.
Yep.
And went to try and get some repair done to it before the season or during the season, and he's decided instead just to gut it out.
Yeah, tough guy.
Yeah,
tough guy.
Real
loves
tough
the contact. I know he's hurting and hate that he's hurt, but hey, he's giving what he's all for.
You get hurt in football,
team.
right?
Yeah.
Wilson Beaverstock to kick off for St. Paul's. Brandon Rogers and DJ Williams back for the Wolves. This will be Williams at the 18. Williams picks up some speed across the 35 to the 37-yard line, and we'll see this Vigor offense averaging 20 points a game come out here for the Wolves. Again, 4-3 on the year, 4-1 in region play. There's Ashley Johnson, head coach of the Vigor Wolves. Boy, what a peach of a guy. Just a great, just a great guy to influence young men's lives.
Yeah, because of situations that are out of his control, he maybe has 2 or 3 actual paid assistant coaches. Everybody else just volunteers their time, so he's behind the 8 ball a little bit in terms of having the staff that he would like to choose and pay.
Cameron Williams, the sophomore quarterback, 5'10", 5'8", 150 pounds, and now we get a pre-snap penalty against the Wolves. They were going to pitch it to Flowers and get him involved from the very first play on. You can see the size of Flowers there.
Good ball. False start on the offense. Still first down.
1st and 15 for the Wolves. There's Flowers on the year, 73 carries, 366 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's our guest on the pregame show.
Man of many words.
No, he does not. There's a lot of yes sirs and no sirs. They give it off, and now Flowers wants to throw it all alone, looking for Rogers. He's got it at the 30. Brandon Rogers inside the 10. Touchdown, Wolves.
How about that, Vic Lockett?
Well, you said you're talking about decoys on the other side. How about Flowers being a decoy for the Vigor Wolves? Getting the pitch and standing up there and throwing a 63-yard touchdown.
So Flowers fires that one downfield. Brandon Rogers, the junior wide receiver, runs underneath it, but Flowers with a great throw here.
He just had to get it in the area. That's how wide open Rogers was. And he's got another gear too.
2nd touchdown of the year for Rogers. And now Charles Crawford will come on for the PAT. Cameron Williams on the hold. And the Vigor Wolves, 25 seconds into this game, have a 7-0 lead. And I think if you're Ashley Johnson, you're saying, we've got to pull out all the stops here tonight. Let's start from play 1.
Yeah. And I guess that's what they were going to do, play 1 that was penalized. And one of the things I was going to mention was, Vigor's got to win first down because they don't throw it all that well. Well, they threw it on first down.
They threw it pretty well.
Yeah, but they threw it from the arms and hands of Flowers rather than the quarterback, Cameron Williams.
You think Flowers can line up their quarterback and help him out?
I wouldn't doubt Flowers.
We've seen Rogers run some Wildcat for his team this year. Ashley Johnson, we've seen him back there and take some direct snaps. Haven't seen Flowers back there, but what a great start for the Vigor Wolves. And now Montrez Lang will kick off. Austin McPherson, along with Jalen Thompson, back deep for the Saints. I wonder if the Saints have trailed in a game this year.
That's a really good question. Maybe against Jackson, they were down 7-0.
Yeah, I think Jackson did take the opening kickoff. You're right. Now we get a whistle before this one.
Okay, that was their biggest challenge to date.
Yep.
And that was
Good
not
start. 25-second clock.
That wasn't close either.
That was a 20-point game, and that's the closest game the Saints have been in all season long, 34-14. This Saints team has only allowed more than 14 points one time this year. So, like Montrez Lang to kick off. Bounces this one up, and Jalen Thompson at the 21. Thompson turns it up the middle of the field and gets brought down at the 37-yard line. And so we'll see the Saints offense come out here. There's Steve Mass, the head coach of the Saints, third year here at St. Paul's. What a great start. He's off to 29-6, and he knows he's got a special team this year.
Yeah, he kind of let us know that even early in the season when they were playing against Jackson. He really likes his team. He likes his cohesion, and you got to like some of these players, including the young guy that really can run tough for his size, McPherson, number 2.
Miller Mosley, junior quarterback, gives it to McPherson on the right side, and McPherson gets it out near midfield. And let's take a look at the starting lineups for St. Paul's. Doggett, Mitchell, Watkins, Whitfield, and Thingstad up front. Kelly and Abrams, the wide receivers. Mann, the tight end. You've got Mosley and McPherson there, and Dylan Hooper, the blocking back in the backfield, and pickup of 9 for McPherson. Boy, Ashley Johnson had some great things to say about McPherson, who was really complimentary of that young man.
Talk about how long he's watched him play, too.
2nd and 1. And the Saints will move to the shotgun, and they'll send Thompson in motion. And they give it to him. Thompson on the right side, changes direction. He has a first down. Now he's going to get dragged down all the way back at the 45. Had the first down, ends up no gain on the play.
That was an impressive loss. I mean, he showed quickness and moves. He just, he was short one move.
Up front, Knowles, Perkins. Perkins is big at 300 pounds there for length. DJ Williams, Chris Hughes, he's been playing linebacker for a couple of years. They're outstanding. Smith and Hill. They're also in the secondary. Feltz, Crawford, Brown, and Harris. And now 3rd and 2 coming up. They actually lost a yard on that play for Jalen Thompson. Saints will bunch it up to the near side of the field. They'll pitch it. McPherson wants to come that way. He's hit, but he falls forward, and McPherson is going to have the first down for St. Paul's.
You know, for a guy not big, he's really good after contact.
Doesn't shy away from the contact either.
And give it to him on 3rd and short. And he's short, and
they'll give it to him anytime. Yeah.
1,185 yards coming into tonight's game, averaging 10.2 yards per carry.
Wow.
15 touchdowns on the season. And hasn't played all that much in the second half of games this year because St. Paul's has been up big in a lot of contests. Mosley rolls to the right. Looks on the far side, able to get that one off complete. And William Kelly has his 2nd catch of the season, and he's up near the sticks. Don't forget, you can reach out to us all throughout the broadcast tonight. Hey guys at utv44.com. Send us an email. We'll do our best to get to all of them throughout the broadcast. We had a lot of them last week. We were getting lots of.
Lockett was getting annoyed.
I wouldn't say that.
It's
love
fun
to hear from the fans and people out there.
It's great right during the game.
Yeah, bring something to the show for sure.
Absolutely.
Broadcast.
2nd and 1. Miller Mosley. Gives it off again. Austin McPherson got tripped up, but stays on his feet to get to the 40, and he'll have another St. Paul's first down.
Kelly was trying to throw a block for him, kind of got pushed back into McPherson. He had a little more room to go.
Well, I'll tell you, a guy that did get pushed back was Thingstad, getting up to the 2nd level to help him get the little yardage that he needed.
You like that guy.
And yeah, we were talking about him before the telecast. Great talent, I think, in Thingstad.
A lot of raw ability and a big kid that you can't teach 6'6".
No, you can't. Can't raise that off too often.
1st and 10 for the Saints. Mosley going to keep it himself, and Mosley gets to the 40. Not much else as Anthony Bradley in there able to make the stop for the Wolves. There's the standings. 5-0 for the Saints, 4-1. Jackson and Vigor both. Jackson beat Vigor earlier in the year, so a win here tonight by Vigor would put a three-way tie atop the 5A Region 1 standings.
No doubt Vigor knew exactly what they were in for tonight in terms of how big this game is to them.
Yep.
And again, I just think there's something about the pride of that team. These young kids, a couple of years, 3 years in their life, get a chance to wear Vigor and Wolves on the front of their shirt, and they make the most of it.
Thompson in motion. He takes it. Now he's going to pitch it back on the far side. Having to grab that one was Adam Abrams, and the Saints trying to execute a little trickery of their own, and that one was almost dangerously turned over.
It almost looks like a forward pass from him there, but he knew he was about to get tackled, and he wanted to get it to him quick and see if he can get something to do with it, but Abrams' momentum took him down to the ground.
Loss of 5, 3rd and 15 coming up for the Saints.
But talented Vigor defense, penetration there.
Fast east to west as well.
Yeah. Just point them in any direction. They're fast.
To the football is probably what they're telling me.
Exactly.
Thompson is in the slot to the bottom of the screen, but they'll look at the other side going over the middle, tipped in the air and incomplete. As there on the coverage was DJ Williams, and they were trying to go back to Adam Abrams, and it's incomplete, and the Vigor Wolves will force a punt here on the first series for the Saints.
7-0 lead, now forcing a punt. This is right out of the script. Great break on the football by Williams, the linebacker.
4th and 15, and punt team out for the Saints. Hudson with a high punt. The Wolves will watch this one. Will it go all the way into the end zone? The Wolves tried to save it. I believe, I should say the Saints do. And hustling down there to make the play is Walter Little, and it's going to pin the Wolves back at about the 2-yard line. Great hustle by Little to get down there and make the play. Other games tonight, Davidson with the win over Bryant. Selma and W.S. Neal. Baker and Mary G. 7A matchup tonight. Murphy and Fairhope, big one tonight. Fairhope can clinch a region title. Murphy could clinch a playoff berth if they win. Also, other games, Robertsdale and Spanish Fort. UMS Wright and Satsuma, Jackson and Faith Academy in 5A tonight. Other games going on up north of us. Leroy and Southern Choctaw.
You know, Satsuma's got a South Alabama commit as well.
Wolves tried just to push it ahead to get a little breathing room here on first down.
Riles is the quarterback for Satsuma. They're having a bounce-back year. His daddy's the coach, and he's a good enough athlete that South has recruited him as a wide receiver.
Vigor offense, Brown, Williams, Barker, Smallwood, and Scott up front. Howell and Rogers, the receivers. Rogers with a touchdown already tonight. Connor there plays in the slot. Smith and Cole and Williams, with Cole will be back there as well as DeSharius Flowers. Right up the middle, Flowers able to get to the 5, but not much else. And now 3rd and long coming up for the Wolves deep in their own end.
Well, that hitting them back deep, that's something that won't show up in the box score. Big play, though.
Huff, Johnson, Whitfield, and Dickerson on the edge. Evans, and Quinley, the linebackers for the Saints. And Smith, Mezek, Little, and Jalen Thompson. Mezek having a great year playing safety back there.
Edmonds, the linebacker, Jim, back after 4 games on the shelf.
Yep, and we'll see him come in and play some on offense.
Oh, yeah.
As well, some lead blocking there. And 3rd and 8. Again, just trying to push it forward and up to about the 9-yard line. And will be well short of the first down and bring up 4th down here for the Saints.
It tells you right there how much confidence they've got in that offense being backed up like that. Not just wanting to take any chances of something happening drastic down there and getting a turnover.
Well, we mentioned it, 30 turnovers this year for the St. Paul's defense. They have taken away on an average.
So there's reason to be nervous, huh?
3.8 times per game.
That's amazing.
Keith Holcomb will come in to punt, and Jalen Thompson will stand back at about the 30. They're going to have to hurry. The play clock inside of 5. Low, they get it off, really blocked, and Thompson lets it bound and couldn't decide if he wanted to get it or not, but great field position for the Saints at the 43-yard line.
Well, that'll give some gray hairs to Coach Maskey standing around that ball like that. Kick-off punt.
We'll take a timeout. 4 minutes to go in the first. Vigor on top by a score of 7-0, but the Saints with it with great field position to open things up when we come back.
Oh, wing.
They start them early here.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, we'll be calling that. That kid's going to be like a quarterback when we're doing it in our 27th season here, Dan Brennan.
Well, let's hope that we're all here.
I'll be doing it from a rocking chair, I assume.
Saints offense comes back out there. That was a big stand for their defense. A quick 3 and out and really tilt the field here after the great punt that got down inside the 5.
I mean, it was huge. Hustle, you know, one thing's to hustle, but the other thing is to actually kick it back into play. And pin them back deep, and you can see the field position St. Paul's has gotten.
Going in motion is Kelly. Play clock inside 10. And Mosley looking to throw it. Wants Thompson to the near side, puts it up to the corner. It's blotted away. Great job by D'Angelo Harris, the senior cornerback, running stride for stride with Jalen Thompson.
I'll tell you what, Vigor Wolves defensively showing some talent, Vic.
Yeah, and apparently that's the reason Coach Ashley's got so much confidence there that he didn't even want to throw it or nothing. But I'll tell you what, that's great position, getting his head around, finding the football, and knocking it away by D'Angelo Harris.
Vigor's defense only giving up 12 points a game this season. They have been very stingy on that side of the football.
You can see the talent and the coaching right now.
Had the one kind of blowout loss at the hands of Murphy, and that was a game, just a lot of missed tackles, and Murphy just broke some big plays. But other than that, they have been solid all season long. It's 2nd and 10. McPherson speedily to the hole, and then he has stood up. There is Charles Crawford, the sophomore safety, came up to hit him.
Yeah, for years, this group, this Vigor group, they pinned their hat on their defense, and it's just an attitude over there about contact and hitting and being tough. That's what they want to be known for.
Bradley was also in on the tackle.
They're succeeding.
3rd and a long 4 here.
Yeah, when I played, they whooped us twice in one day.
2 tight ends. Give it off to McPherson, trying to come to the near side, tried to cut it back inside and got upended again. That's DJ Williams making the tackle, and it's 4th down coming up for the Saints.
Williams been everywhere already in this game. The Saints, obviously, from this point of the field, you go for it. Nothing coming easy so far. A lot of penetration by that Vigor defense.
4th and about 3. Spotted at the 36. Jalen Thompson. In the slot. Now he'll move up. And they'll put 3 receivers to the top of the screen. Mosley rolls that way, fires it to the middle. He's able to get it complete. Abrams got the first down and more. Abrams inside the 10. Touchdown, St. Paul Saints.
Good wheels by Abrams. You know, everybody, including me, I was watching Thompson. He just veered out to the right, and I thought that's where the ball was going to go because he had a step. Instead, look at that.
Maybe he is a decoy, Thompson, occasionally.
That time, I guess he was. And look at Abrams run after the catch, too. Vic.
Yeah, good job, yeah. Well, I told you he's got good bloodlines. His dad, Charlie Abrams, was at Alabama with him. Saw him a little earlier prior to the game. So I'm sure he's excited about his son, Adam, there, catching that ball and going into the end zone with it.
Fourth touchdown season for Adams. Beaverstock on for the PAT. And we're tied 7 apiece with 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. It's a good one tonight on UTV 44. The Saints answer back with a touchdown from Mosley to Adams. UTV 44 game of the week. Here at St. Paul, Steve Mask. Steve Mask was talking about, he said, I wanted to put a pullover on before the game. He said, it's going to get chilly. The temperature really supposed to drop from kickoff to about an hour from now.
Yeah, already, because I saw that it's supposed to go from about 70 to 60 in a hurry.
Make Jim feel at home. Chicago weather, huh?
Not a fan. Beaverstock to the near side, and DJ Williams at the 15. Williams out to the 29-yard line. Brian Aaron, our statistician, says the official temperature 58.72 degrees.
Wow.
Very nice. Good running weather, huh, Jim?
Yeah, like I always say, 84 and sunny. I'm just fine with that. just fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know what's going on. You're a snowbird. You're wimping out on the cold.
Vic, connect the dots. There's a reason I'm not there anymore. Figure it out, my friend.
Let me tell you something. Vigors moved the ball one time on one big play, and it was a gadget play. They're going to have to establish the real thing with this young quarterback. And by that, I mean running the football with, especially with
Cameron and Sherman.
Yeah, Flowers and Cole.
In motion, they'll give this one to Howell, and Howell trying to turn the corner and got strung out, and he's going to be dropped for a loss. That one took a little while to get going.
It did, and it looked very similar to when St. Paul's has tried to go wide, too, with jet sweeps and reverses. No luck. So both these defenses can run.
Yeah, Vigor's fast, but here's the thing. You got St. Paul's. They're going to be very disciplined and not going to give you the perimeter.
Hayden Mezek there making the stop.
He's a young guy that with the pregame show where you were out of town, we got a chance to meet him, and you would not believe his numbers in the weight room.
Loss of 1. And now Williams wants to pull it down and run it himself in penetration, and nowhere to go on that one is Hunter Quinley comes up with a stop. Quinley, the senior, having a good season. One of those, we've seen a lot of linebackers like him over the years play here or down the road at UMS.
No doubt. And, solid kids. They won a state title with a kid like that at middle linebacker.
3rd and 13. Williams with 7 interceptions on the year is going to pull it down and try to take off and run, and nothing doing as Quinley is there again, and Peyton Dickerson, the defensive end, in on the stop, and another 3 and out for the Wolves.
Another big-time effort guy right there, and I believe, was it Dickerson that got hurt in the game against Jackson? One of them got dinged up in that one.
Yeah, I believe you're right. So 4th and 9 brings out the punt team again. Jalen Thompson wants to get his hands on it. It does at the 36, and he gets out to the 39-yard line. And Saints will take back over here. I want to thank some of our sponsors here tonight on UTV 44. Great new press box they built here at St. Paul's. Was telling people, if you haven't made the drive down here, you really need to come to a game here. Teaming up, the Mobile and Baldwin County Sheriff's Department and the Drug Education Council all getting together, and they want you to go to the website spicekills.com, get to know the facts, and we thank them for setting up at each and every one of our games all throughout the season, and proud to be a part of high school football on UTV 44. There's Austin McPherson, junior running back, been playing since an 8th grader here on UTV 44, and Miller Mosley keeps it himself across the 40 to the 41. I always talk about that game a few years ago, Dan, when Vigor had the big, nasty defense, and Austin McPherson was just a youngster back then playing against him.
Right, I mean, calling the law. He was about 140 pounds, and Vigor had a number of Division I players on that side of the ball defensively, including 2 guys that are now up at Arkansas.
Yep.
Phylon and Winston.
Darius Phylon.
He was no nonsense.
Woo. He scared us before the game one time.
I was like, okay.
They pitch it to McPherson. McPherson is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage and nothing more. Again, good penetration by the Wolves.
Yeah, that's pretty good defense. St. Paul's not actually hiding what they're going to do. They overload the line with the receivers as well as go unbalanced with the sink sad over here on this side of the ball as well to block down. And Vigor did a good job to not lose the number of people out there and make a tackle.
Saints will just let the clock run down, and we'll come back to open up the second quarter with a 3rd and 8 for St. Paul's. Vigor and St. Paul's tonight, our UTV 44 game of the week. It's a good one through the first quarter. Second quarter action coming up after this. Saints have a 3rd and 8. Here as we get ready to start the second quarter. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Brian Aaron, our statistician, Ashley Pope on the sideline. Jared Kehos in the truck as Mosley rolls out, gets a little block there from McPherson, fires it, and Abrams cannot hold on to it. It's incomplete.
Yeah, a couple of things here. Mosley makes a good throw with 2 things going on. He's on the roll, rolling out, which was designed. He also had some people chasing him. Abrams comes back to the ball, just can't hang on. And again, good defense by Vigor.
Yeah, they were there, but yeah, I agree with you. It was great execution by the offense, just didn't complete it on the back end there with Abrams catching it.
Mosley's getting better, Jim. From the week we saw him early on, he's getting better.
You are impressed early with him for certain.
I am.
Connor Hudson on the punt for the Saints. End over end kick, and that goes out of bounds quickly on the far side. To the 48-yard line. And that punt goes 12 yards, as you heard Steve Mass.
Yeah. Steve was doing the math already.
I was trying to do it, and he was quicker than I was, and that's not.
He's seen a few lines, I bet.
That's not really a badge of honor to do math quicker than me. Follow us on Facebook. Search UTV-44 High School football game. I know Mask is part mathematician, but he got it quicker. Search UTV-44 High School football game of the week and put up your long division problems for me.
I'll tell you what, that year you did my taxes was a disaster.
Flowers cuts it inside across midfield. Boy, if Vigor could sustain just a little something here, at least they could get a chance to flip the field again.
Oh yeah.
But besides the big play that you alluded to, they have done nothing offensively.
No, but they've got a little field position here if they want to get cute and play action and try to make a play down the field. They've got some receivers who can go get it. So it's just going to be tough sledding. Between the tackles, even though you've got an outstanding back.
Terrence Smith, big blocking back, comes in as well. Flowers straight ahead.
And that's more of his game there. He's a one cut and just straight ahead, north and south type of back.
Vic, you were talking about him going to the U.S. Army All-American Bowl in January in San Antonio. Got his jersey yesterday. Such an honor because not very many kids get to play in that game.
Exactly, and from what we understand from Coach, he may be the only one from the state of Alabama that goes. So
how about that?
That is a huge honor. Wish they had it around when I was playing. A week in San Antonio playing football, I like it.
Third and less than a yard, and Flowers drives it up to the 40-yard line, and that'll be good for a first down for the Wolves. They didn't need much. Darius Whitfield was in there trying to break it up, but Flowers just pushed ahead. Offensive linemen they have in there in the big packages when they're trying to stop a run. Flowers going to get a blow now. Cole's going to come in. From the 40. Vigor with some fresh downs here. Vigor averages 20 points a game. They're going to need all of that, you would guess, here tonight. Now in motion goes Rogers. They give it off Cameron Cole. Cole on the right side to about the 37. One thing I've noticed tonight, Vic Lockett, if you're going to carry the football in tonight's game for either team, you're going to get whacked.
That's right. Get ready for the ice tub tomorrow because you're going to feel it tomorrow.
Both these teams.
Yes.
Cole with over 300 yards rushing this season. A couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, Coach Johnson says he's done a great job filling in for Flowers while Flowers has been nursing that ankle. So they feel real good about Cameron Cole carrying the football quite a bit. Not as big, 5'7", 150, but helping this Vigor team out.
Rogers comes around, but they go to Cole again, and again on that right side to the 35. It's two-down territory here too, Jim. They don't have to do anything special, right? You make it fourth and manageable. That's what they'll do, is go for it again. So you're not desperate here on third down to get the 5 yards. St. Paul's brings Thingstad in from the offensive side to try to clog those holes. As Vic talked about, a lot of size there, 6'7", 270, lines up next to the junior Darius Whitfield.
And look out when the light comes on for that young man. He's already doing some damage thus far.
Now they'll go Cole out of the Wildcat. Cameron Cole on the right side. He'll be short of the first down, and fourth down is coming up. Jake Evans, junior linebacker, over there to make the tackle. As Dan talked about, fourth down here for the Vigor Wolves.
No hesitation by Coach Johnson. It's like they just going to line right up and say, get the first down.
They bring Flowers back in. Cameron Williams, the sophomore quarterback, gives it to Flowers. Flowers moves it ahead, fights through a tackle, pushing, trying to get it to the outside, and it's going to have Vigor Wolves first down. Boy, that would run for a man.
Yes, it looks like he's back to his old self in that particular run there. That's what he likes to do. Hit it straight ahead, and then he likes to make one cut, and then if he gets contact, like right here, I'll just step right out of it and try to get some more yards.
Yeah.
But look who's got him. Stinkstead ain't going to give up many missed tackles.
Vigor,
when he spreads his arm out, it at least covers the A and B gap.
Hash mark to hash mark.
Sure.
This is Cole, again, straight up the middle to the 25-yard line for Vigor.
One thing I noticed about Thinkstead, guys, is just to bring it up, he plays low even though he's 6'7". If you watch him, He's not up tall. If he stands up, you're going to see him towering over everybody, like right there.
Right.
But during the play, he has got his knees bent, not his waist bent. He's got his knees bent where he can make a play and tackle.
You really like him.
I do like him. He's got some raw ability. It's going to be a great project for some college next year.
Pickup of 2 for the Wolves on first down. 2nd and 8. On the keeper, Williams keeps it on the left side, and Williams turns it on, and the sophomore's got it inside the 10. The ball comes loose, still loose, and knocked out of the back of the end zone. A touchback, and the Saints will have it.
Boy, the Saints really fortunate there.
Turnover 31 on the year they have forced.
And I think credit Jalen Thompson for ripping it out there.
Wow, the sophomore made a great play.
Yeah.
Sold the fake so well, and then was fighting inside the 10.
They had great blocking on the outside.
It was caused by Vigor. It went through the end line. Therefore, it's a touchback. 1st and 20, 1st and 10.
Wow, tough turnover for the Vigor Wolves. Let's watch here. Great job here by Cameron Williams. It's Jalen Thompson.
Really the hit right there, Jim.
Thompson ripped it out. Yeah, Jalen Thompson ripped it out. That thing came skyward. And then it looked like the Wolves had a chance to fall on it at the 1. Instead, it gets batted through the end zone.
That's the thing about a young back. You forget he's got the football.
Wow. Great penetration by Joshua Hill, junior linebacker there. Watch this. Came right in and hit McPherson, who dropped the football.
Man, almost got it right back.
We talked about in the pregame, these teams were hoping to be loud tonight. They're loud popping the pads, as we thought they would be.
Yeah, we can hear it. Good job by our sideline crew, but that's real sound, y'all.
Loss of 2 for McPherson. You don't say that very often.
No.
He'll go right back to McPherson, and he'll get to about the 22-yard line. Bring up 3rd and long for the Saints. I think, you know, Vigor, this is the type of game you'd love to see this just settle into. A bit of a slugfest here. Already down to 6.5 to go in the first half.
And if they can keep St. Paul's from getting a first down here, again, the field position more than likely will be on their side again. Things are playing out very well for Vigor through a quarter and a half.
They'll empty the backfield. 4 receivers to the right of Miller Mosley. And he's going to go on the quarterback draw. Mosley trying to go ahead and only gets to the 25. It'll bring up 4th down.
They just try to influence numbers there, get everybody on the short side of the long side of the field and give Mosley enough room to get it with a draw play. But Vigor was there again. They're winning some things up front, Vic.
Yeah, you know, they pride themselves on defense. Hey, you go mano a mano with them. They like a fight. They'll meet you out back for sure.
Connor Hudson with a better punt this time. Fair catch called for by Brandon Rogers at the 45. And so the Wolves will have good field position. 5:23 remaining in the first half. It's 7-7. Ashley Johnson's team, they don't have to play here tonight on the UTV 44 Game of the Week. Game of the Week living up to its billing thus far.
We're on a streak this year.
We like that. Vigor Wolves, Coach Ashley Johnson with a good defensive stop there. Have it at their own 45. Vigor band. How loud were they at the pregame show?
Yeah, inside.
They were rocking Eastern Shore Toyota.
I feel sorry for you guys' ears.
There were some pictures rearranged on the walls, I think.
Yeah, you probably need to get an ear check here, too.
Need to reset the play clock. And they'll go Wildcat.
Look at this field position, guys. I mean, they've got a shot here to make some noise before the half.
Desharius Flowers. Now they'll move Cole to the Wildcat. He'll take it, and Cole up the left side, and he takes a big pump, but he's up to the 37. The ball came loose. The officials saying no, he is down. St. Paul's saying the ball came loose.
I thought I saw a loose football myself. I thought he went forward and the ball did not at one point, but we'll trust the Zebras. They've got a closer shot of it.
Let's take a look here. Cameron Cole, let's see here. Still,
okay.
Still got it. So a pickup of 7. He'll take the direct snap again and goes on the near side. Cole's still on his feet. He's going to have a first down. And let's go down on the sidelines for our Educator Spotlight, brought to you by Faulkner State.
I know with Principal Cunningham of Vigor High School had to kind of get you off of the game for a second. He is actually an alumni of Vigor High School. You've been the principal since July. You're, what you said, back home.
Back home. It feels great to be back home. It's a dream and a privilege. As I told you earlier, I told my wife and my mom, I used to always say, if I ever become a principal, send me back home. Lo and behold, I'm here, so I'm still pitching myself to see if this is real.
One thing you told me that you have done, you have changed the motto of Vigor High School. You believe in the look good, feel good. What does that mean? And by the way, you just scored.
Okay. Well, Vigor High School, we're changing the culture there. We have our kids that are football team that wear shirt and ties on Friday. And once we tell them that, how well they look, our other students just trickle down to our other students. Now, on Fridays, we have other student bodies wearing shirt and ties. We've also ordered some ties for our kids that have Vigor on them. They have 2 different ties our football team can wear. Some other kids ask me, Ms. Canan, will you order me some of those? So sure. And so it's working well over there.
That's awesome. And you were telling me that one thing you have also done at Vigor High School is the Back on Track program, helping kids out that have missed assignments, getting them back on track. Tell me what you do to help those kids.
Well, what we did, the administrative staff, I have an outstanding administrative staff. We got together and we said, we're going to eat this cow one bite at a time. And so what we did, we started organizing what's necessary and important. We saw at Vigor High School we had a lot of kids that were failing because of missed assignments. And so what we did, we created this program called Back on Track. Program that's after school where those kids have an opportunity to make up the missed assignments. Just because of the Back on Track program, our passing rate has gone up 25% than what it was last year. The kids see achievement, they're experiencing achievement, and they're excited about it. So we have quite a few of them that just want to stay, even for the tutoring aspect of it.
So you have them looking good, feeling good. You're doing everything you can, so now it's up to them, right?
No doubt. We have always been known as a school that spirit built. We're going back. The energy is there. The kids believe in themselves. Our faculty is starting to believe more and more that we can do it, and they're putting this in our kids, so it's going well. It's
awesome.
Really working.
Well, congratulations and good luck. And I misspoke earlier. You did not score, but it looks like y'all are driving it down the field.
That's okay. The Wolfpack will rise. Trust me.
Gotcha. Back to you.
All right, so Vigor takes a timeout there. Boy, they had a chance. Brandon Rogers had a chance for his second touchdown pass. He caught one earlier, had a chance to throw for one. Had Jeremiah Howell, just couldn't hold it in.
Boy, a great throw, too.
Wow. And a timeout then called for by the Wolves, and keep it here on 2nd and 10, and Williams going to keep it himself. Got a good block on the right side, pays the price inside the 35.
Everybody's paying the price tonight, man. There is rent due at the end of each run.
Boy, Kendall Scott, right tackle, did a great job on that one, Vic Lockett.
Yeah, he pulled around there and just laid his guy out there. I bet he'll get a pancake credit this week for that one. That one gave him some room to work with out there on the perimeter.
Picks up 7, so now you're 3rd and 3 in that 2-down territory like you talked about last time.
And by the way, the tackle made by Edmonds, who also spells McPherson at running back, or comes in there in big packages. His daddy was a running back at Arkansas, you might remember.
3rd and 3, Cameron Cole trying to come to the left side and cuts it back to the middle to the 30, and he's going to have another Vigor first down.
Little guy runs big.
Hey, I tell you what, is Vigor going to run the football or what? I mean, they're just not doing anything deceptive other than a couple of plays here where they try to throw a halfback pass, but it's off of the run that they're trying to establish here without a doubt.
You got a sophomore quarterback back there who has not seen a lot of the big guys on the edge who will go get the football in the air like they do here at St. Paul's.
Yeah.
Ashley Johnson's just like, we're just going to run the football here tonight.
And a couple of gadget plays, both basically worked.
Yep.
One was a drop, the other was a touchdown.
And I bet Coach Mash is saying, thank you so much, we'll take it.
Right.
Williams gives it off to Flowers. Flowers to the 28.
Pretty soon he'll slip some more people in that box.
Time for our trivia question. All right, last week we saw the streak of Spanish Fort come to a halt. So who has the current longest winning streak in Alabama right now?
Well, first thought would be Hoover, but I know that is incorrect.
No, but in the state, if you're talking about just playing teams in the state, might be Hoover.
Yeah, no, this is a winning streak for
against
teams
everybody.
in the state of Alabama,
no matter who
they
they
played. Correct.
Right.
2nd and 10. Rogers on the right side. He's got Flowers out in front of him. Rogers, now we have a flag coming in.
Did a pretty clean game.
Yep. Really has a couple pre-snaps, but not much else.
Yeah, this was something backside. Looked like a long way away from the play, but
I guess that's going to
we'll
be
get clarification.
Probably a holding call maybe against the Wolves.
Holding, offense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We'll replay 2nd down.
Well, look where we are. Look at the time. Look where Vigor is on the football field. Again, this is playing out very well for the Wolves against the #1 ranked team in the state in 5A.
Well, they've turned it into a slug match for certain. They're just hoping they'll be standing for the last punch and the other team get knocked out.
2nd and 18. We've not seen Vigor in many long yardage situations here tonight. Williams, sophomore quarterback, going to keep it himself. Another flag on the far side. Now pitches it out of the backfield to Cameron Cole, and Cole gets stopped there by Jalen Thompson.
Great D on the perimeter there. Get real slick there, does some of that stuff. Looks like the folks from across the state, but Jalen Thompson is staying at home. They've been coached up on that one.
Trying to rip that football loose as well.
And he really
And a flag against.
that Steve Mass saying, no, we're not going to take it.
Going to take the down and bring up 3rd and 18.
Not enough players on the line of scrimmage on the offense. Penalty is declined, brings up 3rd down.
Had the wide receiver on the far side that didn't get up to the line of scrimmage, it looked like.
And I think what Mick was alluding to was little Nick Marshall action.
Yeah, it was.
You know, where you think he is committed to running it and still drops it off.
A pass off of the run.
Across the state, I thought.
Let's see if they had some linemen downfield, though.
3rd and 18.
Are we going back to an Iron Bowl?
Motion comes Howell. They fake the give to him, and now Williams with pressure coming from Quinley gets him up high and drops him back at the 42.
Great play, Dennis. Just looked like a heat-seeking missile there.
2nd sack of the season for Hunter Quinley.
It looks like he faked it as a pass, and then I think it was just going to be a run all the way because we hadn't seen him pass it much at all. I didn't get a chance to see if there was any receivers downfield.
Quinley moves pretty well for a guy 6'2", 210 pounds, big size, and certainly can move well enough to play linebacker.
Get a timeout here. And, you know, if your Vigor is frustrating that it, punt the ball, pin him back deep.
Sure.
You're okay to punt it. And
You're okay to be 7-7 at the half,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
On the road, #1 team.
Tell you about some more of our friends bringing you high school football every Friday night here on UTV 44. Mullinex Ford also doing a $5,000 scholarship for all of our Scholastic Athletes of the Week. So one of our athletes at the end of the year going to win $5,000 to go to school from Mullinex. Millsaps and Associates, located on Azalea Road in Mobile. Excellent rates on auto and homeowners insurance. And also Wigman's Ace Hardware, located down on DIP right off of I-10 there. Specializing in boat lifts and cargo lifts. We put in a cargo lift at our fishing clubhouse, a beach butler they call it. That thing is like a little mini elevator, so you put all your stuff that you need to haul up on it, groceries, whatever it is. People, probably not supposed to be people, I guess. We'll just stick to groceries and cargo.
Okay.
And it's really, really a great tool if you're trying to get stuff upstairs. And now
We got some legal people on line 1, Jim.
exactly. As soon as it came out, I thought it's probably not recommended for moving
Right.
children or the elderly.
Gotcha.
Punt block nearly. Oh, I thought they got a piece of it. And they did not because the flag is dropped. The Wolves pin it down at. It's a touchback.
Had every opportunity to not make it a touchback if it's not roughing the kicker.
4th and 23.
That's going to be an automatic first down right there.
I think it was running into. I don't think he did personal foul. I think he just said running into the kicker. I thought it looked like it was going to get blocked. And you know, it looked like he was actually trying to directionally kick it back to the right, and it went to the left. Otherwise, it would have been blocked. So a great job by Jeremiah Howell coming in to punt on that when he's not the usual punter.
Oh, he made that adjustment on the fly. Good move by him.
Running the kicker.
Yeah.
by the receivers that declined the penalty. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, so it'll just be would have been a 5-yard penalty.
I'm surprised you don't punt it one more time and see if you get it inside the 20.
Yeah, you'd had that one almost all the way down inside the 1. And
maybe you're just concerned about a return.
Or a block again. Yeah, why do you want to punt it to Jalen Thompson
or
more
a
than
block?
Yeah,
right.
Then you limit those opportunities.
You know, the personal foul as opposed to the running into. I don't know if any of us ever figured out exactly where that line is.
We'll see if we get.
Well, if it gets really rough and he knocks him down or catches him with his leg in the air, of course they will probably call the roughing.
Punters usually minor in acting as well
Sure,
while they're in school.
I think that's where the line of demarcation.
Mosley rolling out, holds it, coming back across the middle of the field. That one deflected.
Boy, you better be careful.
He was trying to go over to Adam Abrams again, and that was Julius Horn, just a sophomore, making that play.
These DBs back there, they look pretty comfortable, don't they?
They look real good. and I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Mosley throwing back across his body. You want to be really careful against this bunch because they really break on the ball.
Yeah, I know they coached over there by Scooby-Doo. Great guy. Came out the same year I did. Good defensive back. Been there for many, many years.
He's got some guys to work with too, right?
Yeah, he does.
2nd and 10 to the Saints. And the Saints moved before the snap, and now it's going to be 2nd and 15.
Steve Mask's nightmare last night was what's happening right now.
You're right.
Vigor playing
Dead ball, false start on the offense. It remains 2nd down.
You know, not exactly error-free. In fact, they dropped a touchdown if they have the lead right now.
You're right.
But physically, hanging in, running the ball enough, making some big plays when they have to, and defensively, they're not giving the Saints room to breathe.
When you're saying running the ball enough, I think they've been just running it completely, looks like to me.
Well, I mean, running it up, getting enough yards.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right.
Very well.
St. Paul's offense looks like they're trying to operate out of a phone booth. And I guess a lot of people don't know what a phone booth is, but they used to be
cell
around.
phones now, right?
Yeah.
2nd and 15 with 1:39 left. Marcus Smith, the linebacker, was showing blitz. He'll drop back in coverage, and Mosley looking over the middle of the field, and that one's short for Abrams. So now you got 3rd and 15 coming up with the clock stopped.
Yep. I think we're all thinking the same thing. Wolves get it back. With the certainly potential of that happening, and if they get it back, it may be after another incompletion, which would stop it again.
Yeah, 2 timeouts for Vigor. You're wondering if Steve Mask just runs it here to make them use a timeout.
Maybe.
And they'll put 4 receivers to the bottom of the screen.
You can also do something like a quick screen.
Yep. Jalen Thompson up to the top.
Somebody takes, yeah. That's what it's going to be. McPherson was taking a step back. Looked like it was going to be a quick screen to him.
And they had what they wanted because Vigor did not make the adjustment over there defensively to cover all those guys.
DJ Williams was lined up single coverage over on top against Jalen.
False start on the offense is 5-yard penalty.
3rd and
Remains
20.
3rd down.
Do not see a lot of these pre-snap penalties against St. Paul's very often.
No, you don't. But this Vigor defense might be in their head a little bit.
I think you're right. Speaking of penalties and officials, Jim Bibby, longtime official, watching the game here tonight, and always enjoys watching our games on UTV 44. So thanks
Well,
to
he'd
Jim.
rather be watching the game than being screamed at by a head coach.
And, you know, Jim was a longtime official, and he got yelled at a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
He really did. I mean, more than most. Not just because he was an official, but, boy, they really got on him a lot. They're resetting the clock now to 1:33. Jim Bibby did not put up with any shenanigans on the field. At the Wharf does not as well. Do not try to pull a shenanigan at the Wharf, or you will have to face Mr. Bibby. And also got some members of the Long family watching this one. We got Forrest Long, longtime supporter of the Saints, Blue Water Yacht Sales, supporter of our Fish in the Coast segment on Local 15 TV. He's watching the game. His brother Bennett Long watching the game, and their brother Earl Long watching the game. So if you're a member of the Long family, you're watching St. Paul Saints football tonight.
Or you're an outcast.
3rd and 20. Looking for Jalen Thompson on the far side, way overthrown, and now a late flag comes in.
What?
Wow, that was really late. You heard the Saints. You might have picked up on a coach saying, hey, he's holding over there on the far side of the field. Wow. But wow, this is a late flag, and this was not a ball that was going to be caught.
A little bit of contact, though. I will say that. He had him over on the shoulder.
Well, he's blanketing him for sure.
Pass interference
I guess
call.
I'm so used to watching the NFL in college where the ball was well overthrown. Is that going to play into it at all?
Not in high school. But if you're going to throw the flag, don't throw the flag after the play. Throw it while it's going
interference on a defense. That's a 15-yard penalty.
That's a tough call right there. I mean,
replay.
You think he's seeing how the play's going to outcome, and then he throws the flag.
Well, here's the thing. What we're so impressed about that is a linebacker, Williams, running with Jalen Thompson, a linebacker.
Yeah.
And he was right there. Pretty impressive speed.
So 3rd and 20 becomes 3rd and 5 here. And we're going to time up for the snap. Steve Mask, I believe, is the one who took it. Timeout by the Saints. Steve Mask does give me the impression that he can be loud if need be. I'm thinking he might be at halftime.
He might be, and
he's a football coach.
Yeah, but it's funny, Jim. This Vigor team is pretty good. I mean, it may be more about adjustments at halftime and trying to figure out how they can put together some matchups where they can win one-on-one. It may not be some screaming. It may be some strategizing.
Sure, the matchup. I don't know if this Viger team's good as a group, but certainly they got talent over there is what you got to contend with.
Well, they're playing good as a group today.
Yeah, tonight, but, going up until tonight. And I think he's thinking about that, just like you said, trying to get the matchups. And that group over there has some talent. They're going to play you tough, but are they going to be on the same page every play down after down?
Right.
And that's the challenge Coach Johnson has over there.
Well, they're playing so well defensively, you almost have no choice but to confuse them at this point.
3rd and 5. Austin McPherson in the backfield. They'll fake to him. Mosley looking. Now he's going to pull it down. Wants to run it up the middle. And he is going to be close. Going to depend on the spot here.
Wow.
I think he's going to be a little short. Vigor wants to take a timeout. They may not need to if we have to measure here.
Yeah, he runs it up there in big Deldrick Perkins. 6'3", 300 pounds. Good thing he didn't lay on top of it.
But he has the first down. Got the ball just up to the 30-yard line. That's some tough sledding there in the middle.
Well, that's one reason 300 pounds sitting there on nose tackle.
Right.
That'll make some sledding tough for sure.
Perkins is a problem.
I don't think he slides at all.
He's a big guy. And it actually showed a bit agility right there, too.
Give it to McPherson. And McPherson gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Chris Hughes, the senior linebacker, and then to make the stop.
Yeah, he's been around doing that for a long time. Now, if you're St. Paul's, you measure everything and you say, okay, what do we have to gain here, right?
Risk reward here at the end of the first half. When you got Austin McPherson, you can just try to hand it to who is a legitimate threat to take it the length every time he touches the football.
And again, this defensive backfield has showed out so well, you might not want to give them a chance to make a play on a ball. Talking about Vigor.
Mosley looking at the near side for Abrams. He overthrew him. I'll stop the clock and bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, these DBs are with these receivers step for step. I hadn't seen them get behind them completely at all. Just kind of that touchdown was Abrams just kind of in the middle of the field by himself. He caught it and turned it up, made a couple people miss.
Yeah, the defense was going the other way, too.
Yeah, but not running away from anybody. Not always as confident as a defensive player or a defensive coach. People just not running wide by you or through your zone.
Sure. And they're not
wide
so
open.
far.
Yeah.
3rd and 10. Inside handoff, and Dylan Hooper to the 34-yard line, and Vigor will take a timeout here to stop the clock with 17 seconds left and 4th down coming. Hooper just his 9th carry of the season, the fullback.
You can kind of see the frustration St. Paul's offense This is as tough as anybody's played them, I think, so far this season.
Yeah, not letting them get real comfortable or get a comfortable lead for sure, or even putting together some drives here like they're normally probably used to. But I bet Coach Mask is saying to him, hey, I told you, didn't I?
Yeah, you know he was talking about it all week.
Sure.
Vigor coming in 4-3 on the year, but 4-1 in region play. Their losses, they lost to McGill in week 1, 17-14. Then they lost to Murphy, 33-6. That was the only game that really just didn't
got
look
away.
like. Yeah, and then lost to Jackson, 14-7. And you think usually you hold a team like Jackson to 14 points, you like your chances to win the game.
Right.
Jackson held them to 7 and got the victory. And Hudson,
they're probably finding different ways to use the sophomore quarterback. They're finding what he does better, so that's probably helped the offense. Obviously, they've tried some gadget plays that have had some success here. So it's a different team than week 1.
Hudson with the punt comes to the near side. Rogers just going to watch it go out of bounds and takes up some time as well to the 33-yard line with 7 seconds left. I think we told Ashley Johnson when we recorded our pregame show, said, hey, coach, it's going to be 7-7 at the half. He just signed up for it in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Anybody on that sideline, I think, would have. Just the #1 team in the state.
Well, you think Vigor will play it safe here and just run it out, or they'll do a Hail Mary?
Well, let's see here.
Looks like they dropped
Yep.
Brandon Rogers all the way back just to
He's playing safety.
on offense.
Yep. He's playing safety. He's playing defense right there.
Vigor will just take a knee and head to the half, tied at 7 here at E.E. Delaney Stadium as we wait for Coach Steve Mask to catch up with Ashley, and
There's going to be some interesting comments.
we'll get Coach Mask on the way to the locker room here as Ashley has got the head coach of the St. Paul Saints.
Coach Mask, your offense has pretty much been set up very well tonight as far as competitively. What are you looking for in the half?
Well, I'm hoping we go and try to figure out what we do to block the suckers. So right now, they are stuffing us up front, and we're not getting anything going. And defensively, you know, we had a mental lapse. We've talked about it before the game. We'd probably get something early like that. And we blew coverage, but it's 7-7, and I didn't think we played particularly well. I thought Vigor did. We'll calm down, come back out second half, get the ball, and see what we can do.
Great. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Steve Mask, and you know, he knew what it was going to be here tonight. He knew what this Vigor team was going to bring, and they certainly have, and hats off to them. And we've got another great second half of football coming up. Have our player of the game. We do it every week. Last week it was J.D. Campbell, linebacker. Boy, he's been fun to watch for the past couple of seasons on Friday nights.
Big linebacker in the middle of that Spanish Fort defense. They've got a number of linebackers that can come and get you and hit you, and he's one of them. Losing effort, but boy, the defense played great. They lost 7-0 to Daphne. Of course, their streak was stopped at 31 games.
And Vic, you always like when a player of the week comes from that side of the football,
That's
don't
right.
you?
Anytime you got a linebacker like that, look at him just cut through the weeds and find the football player. That's what linebackers are supposed to do. Find the ball carrier, tackle him. Most of the time, we love it when it's a loss.
Advanced Collision brings you the player of the game every week. Go to local15tv.com, and at the end of tonight's game, we'll have 3 choices for you to vote on for the Tank Brown Award, our high school football player of the week, brought to you by Advanced Collision. It's 7-7 here at the half between the Saints and the Wolves. When we come back, we'll hear from the St. Paul's band. Don't want to miss it. Coming up right after this. Homecoming activities here at St. Paul's. The Saints and Vigor tied at 7. Let's go down to the field.
Currently, our new employees will be the 2014 homecoming employees in the Holly and Cole Freeway. University. He is escorted this evening by the headmaster, Frank Martin Lesser Youth. Ladies and gentlemen, the St. Paul homecoming queen for 2014 is Miss Molly Mabry Knott. Please join us in congratulating Queen Molly Mabry Knott on her fourth.
See our score there, 7-7 at the half. Vigor and St. Paul's. St. Paul's going to get the ball to open things up the second half. But boy, what a great first half of football defensively by both of these teams, Dan Brennan.
Yeah, and I think to see the #1 team in the state slowed down really just about completely by the Vigor defense. Pretty impressive by them. That's what's kept them in this game. They haven't really been able to establish Flowers big time, but they've run it enough with Flowers and Cole. So they've done enough of that. They've been able to run a little option, and of course they've had a couple of big plays. One went for the touchdown, the other one could have, maybe should have.
Yep.
And they would actually have a 14-7 lead right now against the #1 team in the state. Pretty impressive.
I think what Steve Mass said going to the break there was just how great up front Vigor's defensive line is playing, stopping St. Paul's from being able to run the football. We're not used to seeing Austin McPherson be shut down in the first half.
I don't know what you do about that. You know, if you're losing up front, I don't know exactly that there's a playbook adjustments on that. They're just not winning the war up front. We may see some more wildcat in the second half. They're going to have to maybe go a little deeper in the playbook than they were hoping to do.
All right, it's homecoming here at St. Paul's, and Ashley has got the 2014 homecoming queen down in the field.
I do. I'm with Molly Knott. She's letting me borrow these flowers. Living a dream. Molly, congratulations. What does it mean to be homecoming queen?
I don't know. I'm just really excited, and I'm glad that that the high school thought that I was good enough to be queen.
Now, this is your senior year. You just told me you have plans to attend the University of Alabama next year. What are your plans at Alabama?
I plan on going to into nursing, and hopefully that leads to a good future.
Gotcha. Yeah. At St. Paul's right now, what are you currently doing? Like, we have a lot of young girls watching our high school football games. What advice can you give them?
I just say, don't give in to peer pressure and be true to yourself. And, yeah.
Great. Well, thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Jim.
All right, thanks, Ashley. At the half, 7-7. We'll come back to get you ready for the second half between Vigor and St. Paul's, our UTV 44 game of the week. Our score at the half between Vigor and St. Paul's, and we talked a lot just a second ago about defensively how well each team's defense has played here in this first half. Be interesting to see some of those adjustments you were talking about, what Steve Mask and his crew tries to do to get the ball here, the Saints do, to start the second half.
Yeah, you know, and
because that Vigor defensive line is not going to get any smaller.
No, and they're not going to get any less aggressive. You know, they're going to smell a little blood here. 7-7 as we start the third period. They got to feel good about that. So, yeah, what does St. Paul's do to try and maybe spread this defense out a little bit with some spread formations where they maybe can get some splits and a chance to run the football? But McPherson is such an essential part to what they do offensively. When Austin McPherson is not a factor, well, I don't know what to say. We've never seen him when he wasn't a factor.
Yeah, you're right. We saw him try to take a couple of shots downfield, but great coverage by the DBs.
Right.
And Vigor, you know, running stride for stride with Jalen Thompson. We haven't seen many do that either.
No, and it's hard to say which part of this Vigor defense has been more impressive. They've won the line of scrimmage, and linebackers and DBs have stayed with people in their pass patterns. There's going to be a lot of pressure on this kid right here applied by that defense. Mosley, good player, but he needs a little time, and he needs the the opportunity to look downfield. But even when he's got the time and can look downfield, often there's nobody open.
Miller Mosley, quarterback for the St. Paul's Saints, and didn't have Dance had a lot of time and not a lot of chances to throw the ball down the field. He's got a good arm. They'd like to see something happen to give him a chance to make a big play, and it just hasn't been there for the Saints so far. And your mother would refer to this as a tussle, wouldn't she, Vic Locker?
I agree. Yeah, this has been a battle, and I think they're just trying to figure it out, like Coach Matt said, trying to figure out what they're going to do in terms of strategy to outdo some of this defensive talent that Vigor has individually. They're playing together tonight. Have not done so thus far, but I think they are tonight.
Yeah, Vigor coming in, as we said, a record of 4-3, 4-1 in the region. St. Paul's 8-0, undefeated on the year. And I think Steve Mask had a little feeling this could be what this game turns into. He didn't want it to, but telling us earlier in the week, he kind of thought this was a possibility.
Yeah, somebody handed him a Ouija board or something during the week. Or maybe just watching the film. You could tell that this Vigor team could give you some trouble, and they're doing it.
First play from scrimmage. Vigor on 1st and 15 after a 5-yard penalty. Desharius Flowers goes to Brandon Rogers up top for the 63-yard touchdown pass. That was the first play they got off.
Why not?
St. Paul's able to answer back, and they were able to get a touchdown. Adam Abrams breaks a tackle here, and he goes in for the score. And then here, after a dropped touchdown, it looked like Vigor was going to go. They didn't get a chance to score. Actually, the drop touchdown came after this. This was a fumble down inside the 5 when it looked like the Wolves were going to go up and take a 14-7 lead. They've had 2 chances to go down there and take the lead.
They have. This is going to be a heck of a second half.
The total yards in the first half, Vigor with 147. St. Paul's with just 81 yards in the first half. Not much on the penalty front, and just the 1 turnover that we saw there. So it'll be very interesting to see how things get started here in the second half. Vigor, Cameron Cole, 8 rushes for 34 yards. Look at McPherson, 9 rushes for 27 yards. He came in averaging over 10 yards per carry and averaging just 3 there. As we get ready to start this one up, and the Saints, so dangerous when you kick off. You got Austin McPherson there, and you also have got Jalen Thompson back there. And as we get ready to have the kickoff here, let's go down and check in with Ashley.
I caught up with Coach Johnson coming out of the locker room, and he said that they have just had some missed opportunities, miscues. There have been opportunities that they just haven't taken advantage of, and that there are 2 more quarters left, and he hopes that it will be on his side this time.
So Vigor will kick to open things off. Montrez Lang, just your typical looking kicker for the Vigor Wolves at 6 foot, 240 pounds.
Yeah. You got to figure the ball doesn't like it.
And the Wolves can't blame this one on TV. A lot of times they like to blame making things wait on TV all the time. That's why we have to get this one not on us. Ready for the Wolves to boot this one off to start the second half.
Well, they've got pride in their special teams as well.
They've got speed, and they've got to with the guys that are back.
Bounding kick, and good job there by Jake Evans, the linebacker, just to fall on that one at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, he saved them some yards on that one. Good job, Evans. You're going to hear some excitement and more urgency on the St. Paul sideline with the natural sound you hear sideline because there's no way that, at the very least, Steve Mask didn't say we've got to put a little more motion out there. It's really been on the offensive side of the football. They've had their troubles tonight.
Two tight ends set. Austin McPherson in the backfield. He'll take it. And looked a lot like the first half there, right back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and barely.
Yeah, pretty soon they're going to have to resort to doing something to fool this Vigor defense like you brought up earlier. Because just going mano a mano isn't right now getting it. But you do expect that little guy there at some point to just squirt one out.
Yep. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. See players on both ties with the pink on for Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. Mosley hands it off again to McPherson on the left side, and McPherson dropped again at the line of scrimmage.
They're just challenging him to try and look downfield. Those linebackers right at the line of scrimmage and almost on a run blitz.
Yeah, they crowd in the line of scrimmage because expecting to run the 1st and 2nd down.
They'll give him 1, so 3rd and 8 for the Saints here. Unbeaten, ranked number 1 in 5A. Team that a lot of people think are going to be the ones that win the state championship in this classification.
Yeah, but when you're number 1, you got the target on you. This is a local region team that knows all about them, but is certainly not afraid of them. And Vigor comes taking their best shot tonight.
3rd and 8, play action. Stepping up, Mosley looking for Thompson on the near side, and Thompson gets free, and he's able to get it, then breaks the tackle, still on his feet at the 25, and steps out of bounds. Yeah. That one hung up in the air for a while, and Jalen Thompson just went up, freed himself, and made the catch.
Yeah, great job by him just recognizing where the football is and going up and catching it, even though he was on a go route.
Yeah, you can see that this kid, that the ball skills that South Alabama likes and just the overall ability. He comes back and makes a great adjustment on this ball twice, really, and then the tenacity to almost break it and go all the way. And look at the quick moves, and then he decides to just
shows his smarts there to step out of bounds as well. Joshua Hill got turned around, the sophomore.
Yeah, Coach Jones is going to have a little talk with himself to figure out where he's going to play this guy.
Give off on the far side. First time tonight we see B.J. Edmonds come in and run the ball. Now a late flag comes in the tail end of this play. Edmonds, who's been out the last month or so.
Yep.
And comes back in. He's got 8 touchdowns on the year.
He's also starting outside linebacker and delivered a couple of big hits in the first half. And let's see what happens here. Vigor's clapping, probably a hold.
It is a hold against the St. Paul Saints. It looks like Adam Abrams, wide receiver, guilty.
We have a block in the back. On the offense, that's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul. We'll replay 1st down.
So block in the back call. Puts it to the 34-yard line. See, look for number 9. Yep, right there in your screen. Number 9 on number 9, DJ Williams, who we've talked so much about here in the first half, playing great for Vigor. Back there, 1st and now 16 for the Saints. Low snap, Mosley going to keep it. Goes right up the middle, and we'll get a couple hard-earned yards there. Anthony Bradley in to make the tackle for the Wolves.
He's got quick feet, but you've got to have really quick feet if you won't even think about gaining yards on the ground against this Vigor team. And they close it up in the middle real quick.
Jalen Thompson will come in. Ashley Johnson, the coach of the Vigor Wolves. Ashley, longtime assistant coach at Vigor, head coach up in Citronelle back in the early part of last decade. 2nd and 15. Thompson in motion. They give it to him on the right side, trying to get to the edge. And he's tripped up at the 20. As Charles Crawford, another sophomore in that secondary for the Wolves, able to make the stop.
Well, if you
I think he hit his head there. Slow to get up.
Yeah, you're right. You can see that they're not using him as a decoy here in the second half for sure. I mean, he really, they need offense, and he can provide it.
He spun around and fell, landing on his back first as opposed to going down shoulder first. You know, kind of got spun around, and I think that's what Vic saw on the play here.
Yeah, he kind of twist there, and then, like you say, his back hit, then his head kind of bounced off the ground right there, and they make him a little bit woozy. Or it's back.
Yeah. Well, you'd rather it be a back injury than a head injury.
Yeah, I mean, none of it's good, but
well, let's pray he's A-OK and just give him a little bit of power. He can get back in the football game.
Picked up 11. 3rd and 4, and we'll see. The Saints here from the 20. Just underway in the second half. Play clock approaching 5. Mosley pitches it to McPherson on the right side, hurdles, and he gets stood up at the 20, and nothing there, and you heard the contact.
Well, that right guard tried to lead him around there, Darius Whitfield, but the defender just kind of made a pile for him, a good defensive play, and he had to go airborne, and then there comes another wave of Wolves to tackle him.
yeah, Chris Hughes was the guy that makes the stop, 22, that linebacker. He's been active not just tonight, but for 2 or 3 years.
4th and 3, and Steve Mask doesn't hesitate. They overload the right side to the bottom of your screen. They fake it to McPherson, and Mosley dropped back at the 25-yard line by D.J. Williams.
Right, you talk about sound defense. Coach Johnson, I'm sure he's loving that.
They rolled the dice a little bit, hoping to confuse Vigor, right?
Yeah.
We talked about that.
A little bit of trickery.
What do you do to a team that's kind of beating you up a little bit? Well, you try to trick them. You try to get him out of position. Not able to do that, and that kid's having a game. D.J. Williams.
Yeah, he stayed at home there for that bootleg, and just quarterback had nowhere to go.
And it's a good thing they did, because they had everybody else to the other side of the field. If he gets around D.J. Williams,
Right.
he's going for more than the first down.
And D.J. would have been hearing it all week.
In motion, and give it off to Rogers. In the round up to the 30-yard line, gain of 6 for the Wolves on first down. And Rogers has played well here tonight. Had a touchdown catch on the first play of the game, then almost threw for one, but Jeremiah Howell couldn't hold on to it. Rogers, a junior. And there's the sophomore quarterback, Cameron Williams for the Wolves. 2nd and 6. They give it off. Flowers on the right side, and Flowers ahead. And he's going to have the full first down as he dragged Darius Whitfield with him.
Yeah, that's a big guy to drag. It's like on ESPN 9 when they got guys dragging trucks for trophies and stuff out in Idaho.
Moving buses with their teeth, things like that.
Exactly. He really was tough after contact right there. And he's through an ankle injury, so you just know he's a tough guy. And if Alabama, if there's one thing they can certainly count on from this kid, it's going to be he's going to show up and play.
He's going to graduate in December and show up in January.
That's the word.
Give right up the middle. And he's got his biggest pickup of the night to the 48-yard line.
That's a guy that's at about 75, 80%. You can see the effort and some of the straight-ahead speed and the power.
You know, he committed to Alabama before his junior year, then rushed for 1,100 yards last year, and then hurt his ankle in game 1 against McGill, and just has not been there. And it's just there's no chance to get it healthy during the year.
No.
And to go back further, I think as a sophomore he ran for 900 and some yards.
Yep.
Nice job by Smallwood and Parker. Trap blocking up front gave him a lot of room.
Up to the 47. Give it to Cameron Cole, and Cole to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more as the Saints plug that hole on first down.
And look at the clock.
Halfway through the third.
Halfway through, and it's still 7-7.
No gain on first down for the Wolves.
It's sort of a nip and tuck football game, but both sides are on edge knowing something big is going to happen at some point.
Cole and Flowers in the backfield. Direct snap to Cameron Cole, trying to get to the edge. Peyton Dickerson, what a great job from his defensive end spot to drag him down.
And not letting him get to the perimeter, just staying right there in his hip pocket. Quarterback shows around there, I've got it. I'll drag you down if you're going to keep it.
You know, he had some blockers in front of him, Vic, and I thought they were going to have some on the edge.
I did too.
Dickerson makes up some ground. Great job.
He had a different plan altogether.
Great effort by 35.
3rd and 11 coming up here for the Wolves. Vigor's going to have to take a timeout. They didn't have the right personnel grouping on the field, so they'll take a timeout with 5:04 remaining. So we'll take a timeout. 3rd and 11 coming up. Still tied at 7 between his team. It's Ashley Johnson and the Vigor Wolves, the St. Paul Saints here on the UTV 44 Game of the Week. Steve Mask and the St. Paul Saints, they're in a dogfight here tonight, 7-7.
He's a defensive coach. He's used to these dog fights, and he welcomes them.
Vigor at 3rd and 11. Now we'll see Rogers in the Wildcat. Rolling out, looking, trying to get some separation. Strong arms it on the far side. Incomplete. Rogers, the wide receiver, boy, he's got a big gun as he whipped that one on a rope.
Yeah, he was waiting for that play to develop, and he was trying to get a simple play, a button hook done, but the receiver was still running his route, and he was just under duress.
Vigor Wolves will have to punt here. We'll see Jeremiah Howell.
Jim, even in that, they gain enough yards, get a first down or two to, again, allow themselves to put St. Paul's back deeper.
Yeah, tilt the field again.
Right, again.
Good kick, wobbles back. Jalen Thompson watches it bound, and he'll get away from it, and Vigor going to hustle down there to cover it. At the, make it at the 6-yard line.
That's a pretty big tilt.
Absolutely what they wanted to do. And let's send it down to the sideline now for our Educator Spotlight, brought to you by Faulkner State.
We're with Jody Powell now from St. Paul's. He represents the Fine Arts program here at St. Paul's. Tell me, Jody, what are some classes that students can take advantage of here at St. Paul's in the Fine Arts program?
Well, actually, we have both the performing and visual arts. We have 5 choirs here. We have 3 bands. We have 2-string orchestras. We have 2D, 3D design. We have ceramics. We have sculpture. We have photography, all the way up through AP, all of these classes. We have our journalism. We have theatrics. We do musicals, all of those things. We do it all.
And you have seen students, of course, go on past these classes. Where have you seen these students go and take these classes with them?
Oh, well, we have students all over the world, actually, doing different things. They perform in New York. They perform on the West End in London, in San Francisco. We have them teaching on faculty at major universities around the country and all of that. So it's quite extensive.
So these classes have definitely influenced the future of your students.
I hope so. We try our best to do that.
Now, I know coming up, y'all are taking a trip to Rome.
We are.
So tell us a little bit about that great adventure.
Well, the chorus and the band will be traveling to Rome in December through the New Year, and we'll be performing in the Rome parade there on New Year's Day, and also in Frascati, which is right outside of Rome. We will be singing in Frascati and 2 places in Rome, one of them being St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican.
Gosh, how does a school in Mobile, Alabama, that type of opportunity?
We were invited. We with the reputation that we have of our consistent superior ratings, doing the different things. We've traveled with the group that we're going with a couple of times before, and they know our reputation and are glad to ask us to do that.
That is amazing. Well, good luck and safe travels. Wow, thank you very much.
Thank you.
3rd and 4. The pass was incomplete, but then flags coming in. As the interview was taking place with the Educator Spotlight, we saw Austin McPherson had the fumble back near his own goal line. St. Paul's recovered, and then here on 3rd and 4, be a pass interference call whistled against Vigor. Watch the replay here.
A little bit of contact, not much.
Pass interference. Defense, that's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. It results in a first down.
It's one of those plays that could come back. You look back on the game and say it really affected the game. Yeah, he did have pretty much that arm around the neck there.
D'Angelo Harris had him up high and moved the ball out to the 29-yard line. First down for St. Paul's as we approach 3 minutes to go in the 3rd. B.J. Edmonds back there with Miller Mosley. He'll get the give. Edmonds breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then was trying to cut back and lost his footing. And a big collision with Charles Crawford, the sophomore.
Well, the big guy got going, right?
He did. Julius Horn right there did a great job, number 6, for Vigor to turn it back inside, but he just steps over him and keeps on going downfield. Had he not slipped, may have got some cooking there.
Yep,
He picks up 5 to make it a 2nd and 5. Well, what a change of pace back Edmonds is compared to Austin McPherson, who is back. Lined up there with Miller Mosley. Mosley going to keep it himself. Mosley on the right side, and he's got a first down for the Saints out to the 41.
Something rare between the tackles, Vic.
Yeah, not much happening there, but here being successful. Maybe a little adjustment that they've made in their blocking scheme and get some there. Thinks that got that last block, he may still be running.
Up at the 43 now, 1st and 10.
You know, after the
Saints.
The fumble, the disaster back by the goal line, you got to give St. Paul's a lot of credit for digging themselves out.
Yep. 15-yard penalty helped. Yep. Get him up there as well. Mosley rolls out, now looking, wants to go over the near side. Handful of jersey by D'Angelo Harris. Boy, just had a big handful of jersey of Adam Abrams there. No, he had great coverage.
The ball was underthrown, especially.
Yeah, but these backs, you know, I think they pride themselves so much about not getting beat deep. Just like you guys say, he really didn't have to commit that. And just get a little bit nervous at the end, didn't get beat deep.
Yeah, you know, you pride yourself all you want. You can't grab somebody's back of their jersey with a 9 because it's unreadable.
We have multiple fouls against the defense. I think the passer, that penalty is accepted, and holding on the defense, that penalty is declined. It'll be a first down after 15 yards, St. Paul's.
Take the 15-yard penalty, not the 10.
Yep.
Yeah, and sometimes defensively they'd rather get that hole or that jersey rather than give up those points.
I got you.
That's in their minds.
Yeah, that ball was up in the air, kind of wobbling a bit.
Yeah. Little did he know at the time.
Yeah, he did not get his head around to see that. So he was thinking if it was a perfect pass, that was going to be 6 points.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
In defense of the defense. You can follow that.
I got you.
Inside 2 minutes here in the 3rd at the 42-yard line. And D'Angelo Harris over trying to plead his case.
And, you know, you pointed out all night, Dan, how well Miller Mosley's been passing the football, so he probably was thinking, oh, yeah, he's got me. And this is going to be points if you do something.
The roughing the passer penalty was accepted.
So he decided to do that. His chances at his feet.
Actually, it's the other penalty that moves it up to nothing. I didn't see who got to Mosley. That probably is why the ball was underthrown, too. Now let's see if they can get something cooking with Vigor. They're just in an I formation. Now they flank the fullback out, put him at the line of scrimmage. An H-back.
Can watch the roughing the passer call here as came in after unloaded that one, and 1st and 10 from the 42. Austin McPherson on the left side gets a couple and then gets pushed back. We get to the 39 before progress is stopped.
Just ran into a wall of Vigor defenders there. Not giving much space there, but I tell you what, if they keep handing it to that young man, we have seen it time and time again where he's going to through eventually.
Yeah, he can do it, and he just runs so hard. He keeps those legs going. He's really powerful from the waist down, too.
Just a young man who's playing on Friday nights as an 8th grader and now just a junior. He's had a great career here at St. Paul's. Picks up 3 on that one as we approach a minute to go in the 3rd. And now the Saints will shift. They put 3 wide receivers to the top of the screen and go with the shotgun. Looking to fire it over the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. Tipped up in the air and picked off. Coming up the near side of the 32-yard line is D.J. Williams. How much of a call to game? They try to go to Harry Mann, the tight end, and it goes off his hands and with a pick.
Well, Dan's been talking about them needing to be careful back there with those DBs. I mean, they look like they've got ball skills, look like they've got the speed, and they have been running with these receivers. That time it was a tip drill, made it an easy interception. They brought it back this way.
They've been playing with purpose back there.
Yeah, I tell you, they've got pride back there apparently. Scooby-Doo is coaching them up back there, their defensive back coach.
First turnover tonight.
He's a great player that went up to Memphis State with Coach Trickett, who's now at Florida State. Recruited their Scooby-Doo to play DB at Memphis State, but now I think they're just Memphis.
Yep, University of Memphis, and he could play it and he can teach it.
Cameron Williams and the Wolves offense comes out here inside a minute to go in the third. Motion for Howell. They give it to Flowers on the right side, and Flowers breaks the tackle. Desharius Flowers across midfield. Still on his feet to the 42 of the Saints.
That was fun for everyone to watch, unless you are a huge St. Paul's fan, because that was nasty right there.
Yeah, he just refused to go down there. I mean, he was tackled 2 or 3 times.
Look at the hole, too, Vic.
Yeah, he had some space to work with. Tackled there, and then said no. Tackled there, then said no. Tackled there, then said no.
26 yards for Hayden Mezek. The safety makes the stop on Flowers. 75 yards on 11 carries for Flowers here this evening.
Probably matching his best night, another couple yards.
Rogers goes in motion, and they give it to Flowers, who just pushes ahead to the 38-yard line. Ball came loose at the end of the play, but the whistle had already blown as Jake Evans had a hand out. St. Paul, they are always around that football.
Well, it looks like forward progress was definitely called by the whistle, even though the play was like he was still going forward.
Wow, he got that one out.
It came out, but I definitely heard a whistle prior to it.
That'll close the quarter. We're through 3. It's 7-7. Saints and Wolves, and the Wolfpack driving to start the fourth. Saints cheerleaders trying to cheer on their defense here. They're going to need a stop. Vigor at the 39 as we open up the fourth. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Ashley Pope on the sidelines. And Desharius Flowers up the middle to the 35 with third down.
You know,
coming up.
Hitting him is getting a little old, right? For the Saints right now, Vic Lockett?
Yeah.
You got a power back like that?
Yeah, he's starting to look better as the game has progressed.
I agree.
That ankle may be feeling a little better.
I'll tell you, they're blocking better up front, too. He's getting to the second level. Then the linebackers and safeties have got to deal with him, and that's no fun.
Yeah, he's as big as any linebacker, isn't he?
Vigor in no hurry to get the plays in.
They're just playing this smart all the way around.
Yep. The play clock down to 10. Flowers in behind Williams. And he'll get it. Flowers on the left side, cuts it back, and he's got a first down to the 28-yard line.
Now that's his game right there. He likes to make one cut and go north and south. And he may throw a spin move on you, but other than that, that's his game.
That's kind of a jump cut there that really changed his direction.
Just kind of watching his body language to see if any of this is tweaking the ankle at all, but he's hanging in there. Saints have got to do the same thing. They're going to have to, punch for punch with this guy.
89 yards on 14 carries for Flowers thus far. Rogers in motion. Give it to Flowers up the middle. Flowers up to 28-yard line. Hey, we asked you the trivia question after Spanish Fort had the winning streak snapped here on UTV 44. Who's got the current longest winning streak? It was 31 last week. We saw it got snapped. Who's got the current longest winning streak in Alabama right now? UMS, we have a guess?
No, because they lost to St. Paul's last year. There you
Dale
go.
County, just 9, however.
Wow.
Just 9, so.
UMS is closer than we thought.
How about St. Paul's? They've won 8 in a row coming into tonight's game.
Yeah.
So it just shows you how impressive that 31-game winning streak really was for all the folks over in Spanish Fort to sit back and look and say, well, it's going on pretty good here right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, what a streak that was.
2nd and 8. They throw it on the far side, able to get this one off complete. And it's going to be close to another first down as they just pitch that one to Keyshawn Connor.
Yeah, that's a very long pitch. It's like a run play for them. If you look at it here down the line, it may look like a lateral. Almost fooled our cameraman, but they're good. Got it. And he just goes upfield, and I thought he had the first down, but apparently it's third down and a couple.
Yeah, just about a half a yard short over there.
I wonder what they'll do.
Yeah, if you only had a big back to give it to, right?
Yeah. Oh, my.
Well, Big Darius Whitfield meet Mr. Flowers.
They give it to Flowers. Flowers trying to get on the right side. He does. He has a first down, turns the corner at the 10. Touchdown, Wolves.
Wow, that time actually did not go inside. Maybe the play was designed to go to the A gap, and he just went A, B, C, and said, hey, I like the way C looks.
Yeah, good vision, and he says, look, why get a first down when you can get a touchdown? Great block on the outside. I think that's Rogers blocking on Thompson.
I think Williams had a little problem with the snap. He kind of juggled the snap a little bit, and it threw off the timing, and then they gave it off to Flowers.
Yeah,
and Flowers.
They split Rogers wide, Jim, and it looked like just to occupy Thompson, just to get him completely out of the play, and it turns out he was right in the middle of it near the end.
Charles Crawford on here, a big P18. It's blocked by Jalen Thompson.
Jalen really making an impact in this football game, isn't he?
We told you special teams, he'll run him back and he'll block him, and he blocks one right there.
Makes it 13-7. 3 minutes into the fourth. Vigor on top after the touchdown run by the Alabama commit. Band with a lot to cheer about here with that touchdown run by Desharius Flowers to make it 13-7. Game we've had here tonight.
As Johnson, 2, maybe 3 paid assistants on that staff and those volunteers, and what a job they've done.
And Desharius Flowers probably having his best night of the year.
Yep.
I think he's probably for 100 at this point.
That run put him over 100. 112 to be exact. Montrez Lang to kick for the Wolves.
Saw Montrez's mother before the game.
This side loose, and finally able to jump on that one as a safety, Hayden Nezik.
You know, they're just giving St. Paul's incredible field position each time they kick off.
Because they don't want to put it in the
They don't want
hands
to put it back there.
of either Thompson or McPherson.
But the way their defense is playing, you know what? That might be a nice little gamble for them.
Trust your defense more than your special teams.
Yeah, sure.
Get the ball in space.
I bet, you know what? 45, 55 is a lot quicker to get to than 70, and yards down the field. St. Paul's going to try to cook up something, cook up a big play here.
Trajan Hunter, the wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. They give it to McPherson, and McPherson gets wrapped up down low. Is coming in was Joshua Hill, the junior linebacker.
You know, you're saying that Flowers is having his most productive game of the season, probably, certainly considering the spotlight. On the flip side, McPherson probably his lowest total, and it's really no knock on him. He's getting hit as soon as he gets the ball.
But here's the deal, you know, eventually that young man usually pops one off, and it can be late in the game.
Here's McPherson on the right side, has some room, and look what Dick Lockett just said. And look at McPherson at the 35, cut it back, gets a block from Hunter, and McPherson on his feet to the 15 and down to the 12, maybe the 13-yard line.
Well, yeah, just like I postulated, that young man, if 2 minutes are left on the clock, he can get 200 yards.
Yeah, they got some blocking on the right side, too. You're right about that. And look what the Saints have done right now. Trying to cook up a big play, and they do it with a jet sweep, and McPherson and great blocking on the outside.
44 yards on that one for McPherson.
Well, he is just relentless, too.
Yeah, as a defense, you're not safe until that guy gets in the shower.
He had 40 yards on the ground until that carry. And they'll give it B.J. Edmonds to about the 10.
Oh, thunder and lightning, right?
Yeah, Edmonds, the big back, 6 feet, 202 pounds. McPherson, 5'8", 165. And we'll see the big package.
Yeah, a little mojo now from the St. Paul's offensive line. Feeling good after the big play.
Sure. That's a big confidence builder, yeah. I mean, they know if they just keep staying on our guy, little McPherson's going to pass by me, and I'll see the back of his jersey eventually.
Little McPherson in the backfield. Again, And the Wolves
gave him 5.
Too aggressive on the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd and 2. The clock's still running. Now it finally stops.
I was just thinking, it's not going to be any picnic trying to get the final 10 yards, but now the Wolves hand you 5.
Yeah, you don't need to give this group a gift. They'll get it on their own for sure offensively. They showed it the previous play.
It's going to move it down to the 5 and make it 2nd and 2.
Well, once again,
Dead ball, encroachment, defense. It remains 2nd down. Clock operator, please reset the clock at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Please reset the clock at 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
He called what you called, Jim.
Yeah.
There you go. Good job by the head official.
So look at it, set back up to 7:30 and 2nd and 2 for the Saints, trying to answer back after the Vigor touchdown. It was 7-7 at the half. Then Vigor had the PAT attempt, and Jalen Thompson with the blocked extra point. McPherson up the middle, dances for a Saints touchdown.
Yeah, he got plenty of room that time. Great job by the front there. Again, just giving him some room to work with. That's all he needs. Give him a little room. He'll find it.
Oh, he's
got great vision.
You're right about him, Lockett. You've got to wait till there are zeros up on the scoreboard in the time bracket there before you can say we got this one. Or we have figured out McPherson.
That's right.
He just keeps coming at you. And again, a great job by the middle of that offensive line. They won the line of scrimmage when they had to.
Beaverstock to try to give the Saints the lead.
It might be Vigor getting in the zone too quick, realizing they've got to block this thing. There you go.
What it was.
Yeah, they're going to try to get every edge they can to get off the
Dead ball, encroachment, defense. A penalty is half the distance to the goal. Try for point.
What a game.
Mosley, it's the game of the week.
Yeah.
It's lived up to the billing. Last we heard across the bay, Murphy a 28-17 lead. It's just Fairhope a 28-17 lead over Murphy as Beaverstock looks to give the Saints the lead. And he does. That's a big PAT conversion by the Saints.
Snap a little high, and it wasn't the prettiest thing, but it made it through the crossbars.
Austin McPherson with a touchdown, and he gives the Saints the lead with 7 minutes to go. You see the score. A couple of running backs coming up with big touchdowns for the Austin McPherson with one after a big 44-yard run. Matched to Sharius Flowers touchdown for the Wolves. And difference is a PAT right now.
Yeah, stars are beginning to shine here in the second half.
Beaverstock sends this one off. DJ Williams at the 10 for the Wolves. Williams to the 27-yard line.
Had nowhere to go on that kick. Good kick coverage by St. Paul's. Fantastic staying in their lanes.
Williams, great job here tonight, playing great defensively. Had the interception and getting up near double-digit tackles as well. Sharius Flowers, 112 yards, and they're going to need that number to be much higher tonight for Vigor to win.
Because you get the feeling they're going to try to lean on him again. And again, I would not rule out a gadget play, a trick play, a misdirection just to try and pop something big.
Snap. The Wolves were not expecting it, and Bryce Hupp is in there to totally disrupt that one. Boy, the Wolves were not expecting the snap to come.
Yeah, that deception you were talking about, Dan, I think was forthcoming. Looked like him back coming in motion, anticipating the ball or something, and snap count and everything was just off.
Boy, Williams was looking over to the sideline, and we got a flag over on St. Paul's side. I wonder if this is a sideline warning. Maybe the flag against Vigor, and St. Paul's declines.
The thing about it is, too, the snap, if it was too soon, which it seemed to be, wasn't even a good snap anyway.
No.
So it was a half-hearted snap.
Almost looked like he thought like Williams should have been under center. It was so short.
Yeah, something was really, really wrong there.
Well, he's been getting a bunch of high ones. I noticed that as well.
2nd and 17. Williams right up the middle. The sophomore scrambles ahead to the 30. A couple yards past the original line of scrimmage. And we'll bring up 3rd and about 8 here for Vigor.
St. Paul's fans holding their breath a little bit on that one. Kid's got some wheels.
At 3rd and 7 officially. The Saints, everybody up around the line of scrimmage, and Flowers goes to the outside, and Flowers has got a first down for Vigor, and he's across midfield. What a run by your standout tailback for 20.
Yeah, it looks like Danny's now starting to get a feel for going to the outside here. You know, that he's really feeling good tonight, and he's saying, hey, okay, I don't feel any pain, so I can go back outside like I used to do.
Yeah, that big offensive line making some great blocks. And I'll tell you what, when this kid's healthy.
It's going to be something, huh?
Yeah, man.
132 yards tonight.
Again, just so tough because he's not 100%.
Yeah, 2nd and 17. And the Wolves able to convert on the drive to keep it going. Cameron Cole on the direct snap. Cole, that ball come loose on the far side.
And if you listen to the coaches in the next booth, for certain something happened there with the football.
See the St. Paul's players as well. They go after the football, trying to rip it out. Yeah, that was Pate who ripped it out.
Man, that did come loose.
Right into the hands of Flowers at the end of that play. Pate Dickerson stripping that one out, and Flowers is right there to get the church money before it hit the ground, Vic Lockett.
And look what I have.
2nd and 10. Williams on the keeper. Coming to the near side, looking to set up a block. Cole got him one there on Jalen Thompson up near the 40-yard line.
I don't know if Cole got the block or Jalen delivered the blow on that one.
He did slow down Thompson enough for...
I got my money on Jalen on that one.
I'll tell you one thing. Alabama's getting a good running back, and South Alabama's getting a really good
player, athlete.
Yeah, whatever you wish to do.
Yeah, Coach Jones is going to have to... I'm sure those assistant coaches going to be fighting over the services of Jalen, which, hey, let me have him over here and the wide receivers. And the defensive back coach say, hey, let me have him on defense.
Vigor with a first down. Rodgers in motion. Flowers falls ahead 2. We approach 5 minutes left in this one.
And Coach Johnson would love to put together right here what you call a 6-minute drive and punch it in at the end.
St. Paul's defense is hanging on, and they know that's what they've got to do. And, of course, without an adequate place-kicking game, Vigor more than likely is going to have to punch this in.
Each team with 2 timeouts. Flowers heads out. Play clock inside 10. They're going to have to hurry here. Now at 5, Williams will send Rodgers in motion. He gives it to him. Rodgers on the jet sweep trying to get to the far side. Covered a lot of ground in a couple.
Yeah, one thing we talked about, too, the fact that this is all going to be 4-down territory for the Vigor Wolves.
Still running. Oh, Rodgers went out of bounds that one. That clock continued to run.
They'll make the clock adjustment here, I would suppose. And again, for Vigor, a 3rd and 5 is not a huge deal because
you're down here.
It's 2-down territory.
Sure. 4 down. They're going to go for it on the 4th down. So
did they adjust the clock?
They're going to do it right now.
Please reset the clock at 4:31. 4:41. 4:41. Please reset the clock at 4:41.
That's an 8-second runoff there at the end of that play.
Yeah, could be very substantial
for both teams.
Right.
Vigor led this game 7-0. Scored on a halfback pass in the first play from scrimmage. Saints tied it up. That's the way it was at the half. Vigor took a 13-7 lead. St. Paul's came right back. Keyed by a big run by Austin McPherson to make it 14-13 where we're at right now. And now Vigor driving down to 32 with a 3rd and 4 coming up.
You can hear the voices on the St. Paul sideline trying to get this team as high emotionally as they can.
Coach Dave Stapleton, defensive coordinator over there for Fairhope. He's been in a lot of these big games. High snap. And then as Williams tried to take off, Flowers was running right up behind him. They collide, and Bryce Huff is there to finish it off.
Wow.
Yeah, those high snaps have been going on all night.
Right.
And that time it was coming at a crucial time. And just one of the most inopportune times for it to happen.
Yeah, now it's 4th and 7.
The clock is rolling. It'll be probably under 4 minutes by the time they get this play off. Boy, what do you do here, Vic? You might want to give it a 28, take your chances.
Yeah, or let him throw it.
They're going to have to hurry now inside 5. Wolves get set, motion to Rogers. They give it to Rogers. He wants to throw it. They throw it back. Williams able to pull it down, and he's dropped for a big loss by Hunter Quinley all the way back to the 42.
Quinley came shooting up. He looked like a rocket in blue. He saw that all the way.
Yeah, he was expecting there to be a reverse run, and he just said, hey, I'll just keep coming. And that's what the coaches say. Hey, if you're going to make a mistake, do it full speed. He's doing it full speed there, even though it was going to be a pass.
And that looping pass really slowed things down as well.
Yeah, because Dickerson was applying some, and some others applying some pressure. So the pass wasn't so clean. Great stop by St. Paul's. They get a little help on the collision on the 3rd and 5.
Yep. Now moves it all the way up to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, this could be a very different outcome if Vigor just didn't shoot themselves in the foot in some of their miscues.
Yeah, they drop a touchdown. They also fumble one right through the end zone.
That's right.
1st and 10 from the 43. Austin McPherson hit, and he's been dropped for a loss back to the 40-yard line. Good penetration to blow that one up, and it's going to be a loss of 3 on 1st down. Vigor with 2 timeouts remaining as we approach 3.5 to go.
Handling them judiciously.
Yeah, Coach Johnson just selling out, looks like. Doesn't think Coach Mass will put it in the air, which I don't think he will, unless he just really got a feel that they are just playing them way too tight.
Well, they've got one single safety. Otherwise, everybody up near the line of scrimmage.
Mosley gives it to McPherson. He's got some green to the near side. Austin McPherson tripped up at the 47-yard line. 3rd down coming up as we're inside 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, not only did he have some green in front of him, he had Big Whitfield and Henry Mitchell paving the way there with some blue.
Yeah. Big guys coming around. But again, Vigor, for the most part, almost all night long, not giving up the big play.
Yeah. 3rd
for the one big one by McPherson.
Yes.
3rd and 6. Now you look at Vigor, if they can get the ball back to they've not shown a lot of big strike, quick strike plays. Been more methodical.
Yeah, they're going to empty the playbook if they get it back.
St. Paul's team excited, taking a timeout.
Timeout here with 2:27 left. Hey, while we're here, I want to tell you about our friends at Spring Hill Hardware, located just up the road here from St. Paul's. They got their Kamado Joe grills. You know what I got going on my Kamado Joe grill this weekend, Lockett? Listen to this.
Let me hear it.
Tomorrow,
Veggies, right?
All day ribs going tomorrow.
Oh.
Sunday night, meat, quail. I've got quail on the Kamado Joe. If you don't have one of these, it changed my life the way I cook, and I love to cook. It's just they're amazing.
So tell me about them.
They're kind of the Kamado style grill made out of ceramic. You'll be green with envy if you have one of those made up in Georgia.
Let's see.
My buddy Tip up here at Spring Hill Hardware has them. You can smoke on them. You can sear. I did a bone-in ribeye. Had it up to 800 degrees last weekend. It's a treat.
Well, I tell you what, eating that quail, there's so many bones in there. I just go ahead and eat the bones as well.
Just chew them right up.
Just grind them on up.
Go see Tip. You coached with Tip a long time ago. Coach baseball.
Yeah, coached. Let's see here.
And you drove him into the hardware business out of the coaching career.
Well, I did. Look at the young fans right there. Yeah, it was way back then. It was coach pitch.
Yep. 3rd and 6 from the 47.
And Tip was a student of the game, I tell you that. Big down.
Under center here. Miller Mosley look for a hard count. Try to draw the Saints offside. Gives it off. Austin McPherson up the middle. McPherson churns the legs ahead. And let's see the spot here. I believe he's gonna have it. Well, this is close. Chains all the way on the far side. That puts McPherson over 100 yards. I think they want to get a measurement. They are going to measure this up.
This kid is one tough hombre, isn't he, McPherson?
Oh, well, you talking about having a big back. How about him?
Yeah, I mean,
big heart.
Big heart, right.
He says, you don't need no stinking big back.
He
just give me a big heart and give me the football, and I'm going forward.
It looks, Jim, like they've got it. It would appear from what I see of where they were on the sidelines and where the ball is. And let's see when they stretch them out. Easily, right? Or no, not yet.
No, the chain
tangled up a bit.
Came apart. It fell off the bottom of the stick there, but he's got it. With 2:20 left.
How big was that?
And, you know, he was hit about a yard past the line of scrimmage and kept those legs going.
There he is right there, just getting the football and keeping the legs going.
Look at that.
Taking on a guy triple his size almost.
Yeah, Perkins, 300 pounds. And so they'll wind the clock here.
Remember my dad used to say to me, Danny, no guts, no glory. And I'd say, well, I'm out.
I thought you were going to say lowest man wins.
And the Saints will let the play clock run all the way down before they snap it. A healthy dose of Austin McPherson coming here, you would guess. McPherson stood up at the 45. And let's see, Vigor takes a timeout. Here, let's tell you about our Scholastic athletes for the Vigor Wolves. Montrez Lang, we've talked about him on defense as a kicker as well. 3.27 GPA, was the Optimist Club Defensive Lineman of the Week. Montrez had a great career at Vigor, and brought to you by our friends at Smallneck Sports. Montrez Lang now eligible for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the year. Smallneck Sports is going to give it to one of our Scholastic athletes of the week.
Well, I know his mother, Majesta, and I think she would not have it any other way than him excelling in class. She's a fine lady, and she's made a fine young man out of him.
2nd and 9. McPherson on the far side, pushing ahead. Still pushing ahead inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. And Austin McPherson is going to salt this game away, potentially with the first down here. Vigor still a couple of timeouts. Looked like they were stopped short, and then 3rd down, and McPherson
just taking it to the defenders.
I mean, the picture says all about this guy.
Correct.
St. Paul's fans want to give him a big hug after the game, but he'll break free from your hug.
Yeah.
But look at right here.
Look at this.
He got 4 guys on him, and he ends up one-on-one and still dragging the one guy.
And you saw the Wolves trying to strip the ball away a little bit, but nobody was there to finish him off.
You know, I'm going to be at the rodeo tomorrow night out at the fairgrounds. I don't know if the action is going to be that good.
Vigor takes their time out with 1:04 left.
There was a little rodeo action there early.
No doubt.
Take a look at our St. Paul's Scholastic Athlete of the Week. Ellie Grahan, a senior, 4.1 GPA, 27 on the ACT, plays basketball and soccer. Also remember the Spanish Club, the youth legislator, Rutledge Fellows. She's going to attend either Auburn or Georgia.
You know, if I could have a word with her.
If I can too, I'll help you.
So congratulations to Ellie. And again, thanks to our friends at Mullinex Sport. And we'd love to recognize our Scholastic Athletes of the Week. Mullinex Sport going to give away $5,000 to one of our Scholastic Athletes of the Week at the end of the season.
You know, we appreciate the schools, too, getting us that information prepared so we can highlight these kids and what they've done.
So many great stories we try to tell. How about Stuart Thames, the center for the...
And the Education Spotlight.
Yep. So take a knee and a timeout called by Vigor with 59 seconds left. Wow.
You know, know that they're students as well, you know, that makes this happen. And this is extracurricular activity. But the reason these kids are here, they're in school and they're here to learn. And they're doing that, and then come out here and earn a scholarship, maybe playing some extracurricular things like football, which I was so fortunate to be able to do. So it all comes together, the education as well as the extracurricular, for a great opportunity for a great high school experience.
You know, you almost, if you're a high school football fan and you are watching this game, you kind of, unless you're a St. Paul's fan, you would have rather have seen Vigor make that PAT and maybe this one go into overtime because it's been so great.
It's been a great game, and Vigor, you know, they traveled about 6 miles south, and they didn't come in afraid, that's for sure. A team that comes in with 3 losses, St. Paul's on a winning streak and number 1 in the state. But the Wolves did not back down. Credit St. Paul's. They got it together when they had to. And some line blocking, and this young guy right here. What a performance by McPherson.
Picked up that big first down on this drive that really propelled things here. So Vigor is out of timeouts with 59 seconds left.
Let's go.
Dropping back, just trying to burn some more time off.
Jim, we said this about Blunt after their overtime loss to Spanish Fort. And the same thing applies with this team. Who in the playoffs wants to play them?
Wow. I can tell you a team they're on the field with right now that would prefer not to see them in the playoffs again.
Well, I've heard one coach when they've been in this situation say it would be an honor to play them again. And then he got it and he didn't like it.
You could see Ashley Johnson. Boy, you just feel for him and those kids, and you tip your hat to Jalen Thompson making the great play on special teams. You highlighted him in the pregame show and said he's going to be all over the field. And he comes up with a play there, and a late flag comes in, and the Vigor kids just trying to finish this off, because once Miller Mosley took off, dropping back, that's still a live football, and they're thinking, hey, we got a chance to knock this out, but it's going to, flag came in, it will not matter. They'll be able to just take a knee to finish this one off on 3rd down. What a win for St. Paul's.
They really haven't been tested this year.
You know, 20 points, 30-14 win over Jackson was their closest game this season.
We have a personal foul, face mask on the defense. The penalty is declined, brings up 4th down. The clock will run on a ready for play.
All right, so they really don't have to snap one here at all.
That's it. What a great high school football game here tonight on UTV 44. And
so much effort left out there on the field by both teams. Really, really, really a great event to be at.
Well, that's why it's the game of the week, and I tell you what, Jim doesn't bring that chopper unless it's going to be a good game like this. So here you go.
Region championship for Steve Mask and the St. Paul Saints as they stay unbeaten on the year. And I know he wants to go put an arm around the neck of Ashley Johnson and tell him what a great job his kids did.
No doubt.
Here tonight. And us too. And, you know, there may not be a lot of teams that want to see Vigor in the playoffs. I'll raise my hand and saying, I want to see him in the playoffs here on UTV 44.
You'll be honored to call their game, Jim?
Absolutely. I would love to see them again. And there's the embrace that we were expecting. And you can see Steve Mask, just kind of a big sigh of relief as he gets ready to talk to Ashley. And let's send it out now to Ashley now.
Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. You have to be really proud of your special teams. Blocking a kick, making that extra point under the pressure. Tell us a little bit about all that.
Well, I think it says a lot about our team. I don't think we played particularly great tonight, but Vigor played outstanding and give them a lot of credit. But, you know, when you got to have a play and you're a championship team, you got to make those kind of plays. And we did. Wilson Beaverstock with a nice extra point. Jake Evans on the snap, and then obviously Jalen blocking the extra point. It was a hard win, but we're going to take the sucker. I can promise you that.
Well, tonight you clinched the 5A region #1 standing.
Right.
But next week is the rival of Old Shell Road.
Well, we tried to set 3 goals, 3 standards the last couple of weeks. One was to be the Region 1 champions, and we did that. And next week's the Battle of Old Shell Road, that championship. So let's don't talk about that. Let's just enjoy this one a little bit. We're region champions, and by cracking, we're going to take it.
Yeah, you can have at least till what, Monday morning?
I'm probably long. But I tell you what, I'm going to enjoy it tonight. I'm so daggone proud of our kids and our coaches. We could have folded easily, and we didn't, and I'm just so happy, so happy.
Okay.
I'm glad.
I'm glad to see you happy.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Tell Brandon I said to go home, go to bed. He's an old man. Okay?
Dan, it's past your bedtime.
That's right. Thank you.
You know, Coach Matt, I'm not sure he needs to pile on Dan Brennan after a big victory, but if he does, we'll stick around and extend the broadcast to do more.
Sure. Well, Steve's happy right now, and you don't blame him. And, you know, a big win. He gets to the region championship. There's a lot of reasons for him to be happy, but the first thing he did was do what?
Yeah.
Acknowledge the effort and talent of Vigor and the coaching staff. So they brought it to St. Paul's tonight. St. Paul's, of course, you know, loses the lead, and that some kind of ignites that offensive line of McPherson, and then we've got some things going on here. Some near loss of limb, in fact. But anyway, congratulations to St. Paul's, and again, Vigor. You can't say enough about how well they played.
Yeah, they played up to their potential, and then they actually played better, I think, as a group. You know that the talent is there. It's just a matter of getting it all on the same page, and I think it came together tonight.
Well, I think you also saw Flowers really starting to get wound up there, really,
no
you know,
doubt.
seem like
That's
he's
one of those talents.
Feeling better and better. I think what we've seen the last 2 weeks here to get you excited if you're a high school football fan, it's like these were like 2 playoff games we just saw with the 7-0 win, Daphne over Spanish Fort, and a 14-13 win here tonight. It just looked like high school football playoff action.
That is a great point, and if that's what we're in for, we're in.
Sign us up.
Yeah.
And Vigor, I think, also needs to eliminate shooting themselves in the foot. If they can just eliminate some of the mistakes that they have at crucial points in the game, they're really going to be competitive.
Yeah, you think about, Vic, that missed extra point, of course, is so huge. But then on the 3rd and 4, they have the problem, you know, they can't convert their loss, lose 3 yards, and then on 4th down, not able to get in. That was a big play in the game. Our player of the game for our Tank Brown Award brought to you by Advanced Collision, Austin McPherson. What a night he had. Jalen Thompson with the big block of the PAT, and Desharius Flowers, who had a huge night here, 134 yards. McPherson with 119 yards on the other side for St. Paul's. And you can go on to local15tv.com and vote on the high school football player of the week. So a great broadcast here tonight, a great game to broadcast. Our final score 14-13. The Saints able to stay perfect on the year. They are now 9-0, ranked number 1 in 5A as they get the victory here tonight over Vigor by a score of 14-13. So for Ashley Pope on the sidelines, Brian Aaron, our statistician, Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan, I'm Jim Cox, Jared Keyhouse down in the truck. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. A great one here from Old Shell Road where the Saints, ranked number 1, hang on to win by a score of 14-13.